Memes, the modern-day equivalent of quick wits on the internet. We've all used them or consumed them in one way or another, whether it's for passively complaining about our lives or to gain clever internet points for a funny Photoshop nobody saw coming but that everybody wanted. Now let's get down to kafefi. Business.
Today's episode is what we call a Minisode. It won't be an hour-long discussion of the topic, but just a short talk about this funny idea that came into our heads. Hope you like it.
Our topic for this week is one of massive cultural importance. When historians look back on the 21st century using our internet presence, want to know one thing. Will internet memes be considered historical artifacts, Julian?
Cracks knuckles in Spanish.
Seriously, when historians comb through the servers of Google and Wikipedia and the various forums on Reddit, will the billions upon trillions of image macros and memes be considered actual artifacts to help historians better understand our culture?
Spins a fidget spinner in Spanish.
Why do you bring that into my house?
Shh.
Oh, God. That's an actual fidget spinner that you're spinning. Oh, Jesus. So with that in mind, what say you, Julian?
I think the day that the MoMA has an exhibit on the history of Pepe will be the day that I can die a happy man.
Bring back Pepe to the to the good side.
Speaking of Pepe, what's happened to Pepe?
I have no idea what's going on with Pepe. All I knew is that the Nazis took him? Or the communists?
No. I think it was the alt-right.
The alt-right, definitely. The alt-right took him.
Nazis are on the right. Communists are hard left. So it's like, it's a different spectrum.
Oh, yeah, I know. But I was like, either one of those groups. One of them. But you just need to give him back.
Communism has claimed Sailor Moon. We'll provide an example in the link.
We'll provide an example because apparently there's a lot of communist memes now.
A good example was one I found on Reddit. It had a screen cap of Donald Trump speaking. It was after the whole pussy grab controversy, and it had the CNN line saying like grab them by the pussy.
Uh-huh.
And as you all know, in communism, one of the major phrases is like seize the means of production.
Yes.
And it had these like panels campaigns like grab them by the pussy, grab, seize, pussy, means of production. Communism intensifies.
Why? But anyway. I would definitely like to see an exhibit of memes, like a meme museum, and then to have meme experts take part in this project. That would be interesting.
I think, okay, so speaking from the perspective of like 23rd century historians, assuming we survived that long, when they look back on our current generation, I think one aspect I really like to see them like analyze or look back on is the evolution of the Forever Alone meme. Because what started as a sort of like ironic complaining, but like, oh, I can't get a date, hashtag Forever Alone.
Yes.
It sort of evolved into like this actual serious social status that I've seen on Reddit. I'm not sure about Tumblr, but on Reddit where like, if you legitimately have never had a single date or girlfriend, you're sort of deemed as like forever alone at like a certain age range, like say 25, 30.
Do you think that people kind of wear it now as a badge of... Not of like something to be proud of, but it's just like
I wouldn't say pride, but it's like as a general status symbol to like differentiate themselves as like outcasts. So like for example, if someone who's had success in a date or has been turned down like only 2 or 3 times,
yes,
if they like say go into like a conversation and say like, oh, but like here's my perspective as someone who's had a date, they'll like shut them out saying like, Normie, get out, like they
Normie.
Like they will seriously write, I assume from text, I assume that they write like in actual text, Normie, get out. Like you're not welcome here. They do sometimes have some actually interesting discussions about like, oh, can girls be forever alone and like and so stuff like that. But they've essentially taken like a symbol of irony and applied it seriously to their own lives as a form of social status. And I'd really like to see like interviews or like a full anthropological book on like the evolution of the forever alone meme from like irony to like legitimate like almost subculture.
Also because the forever alone meme started out in part with the Rage comics.
Yeah.
And it's the only one that has survived.
I've seen a few using the like comic when it comes to like interviews or like...
Yeah, but it's not as common anymore.
That's true.
So, I don't know. I like Nyan Cat. I would just like to see like videos of Nyan Cat just like...
Right, so yeah. Well,
I thought you were going to say something. You just took a deep sigh like... It's coming.
It's like, memes, man.
Memes, man.
What can you say about memes? They're weird.
Also, I think memes would also be a good representation of internet culture. because they're pretty much anywhere. It's kind of difficult to steer clear of memes when you go online.
That is true. That is true. Although I would argue that in recent times, at least in terms of the geek nerd fandoms, I think they sort of steered away from using common memes like Rage comics and all that stuff, and it's sort of like turned to making their own, like, say, fan comics. Like a good example is like SpongeBob memes have really grown recently.
That's true.
Like I remember you actually shared one on Pinterest, I think, and it was one of like Fire Emblem with SpongeBob. And like it was the one where Patrick was like flying with like nude, and it was it was him cheering for, I think, like Prince Crom from Fire Emblem, the latest one.
Yeah.
It was like, it isn't that out of place, or the recent meme where it shows SpongeBob like doing that pose of like a bird, and it's like, oh, like it mocks whoever's talking.
Yep.
Why is SpongeBob becoming meme potential here?
Meme. I was gonna say SpongeBob and meme came out. SpongeBob has always been like a good meme generator, so it's about time the internet caught up with that.
My childhood screams no.
My childhood screams yes. Julian, embrace it.
The hell kind of child were you?
A great child.
Weird child.
Weirdo. But also, what is your favorite meme, Julian? Do you have a favorite meme?
My favorite meme?
Meme.
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 In terms of favorite memes, okay, so...
Or one of your favorites.
Okay, one of my favorites. Just for clarity, we're not including Vines as memes. We're mainly focusing on like actual like JPEG, like
just like
still
images.
Yeah, still images. In terms of memes, one that always makes me like laugh at every time is the communist memes.
Oh my god, again.
Like
so you're trying to steer away from the communism, Julian, and just bring it back.
No, because like it's just so out of place. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel that.
Like I feel like memes before had like this sort of like this like happy-go-lucky like devil-may-care attitude, and to bring this like systematic like ideology of communism,
seize the means of production
and like
comrade.
Like I've seen a Sailor Moon communist version.
Nothing is sacred anymore.
I've seen communist anime memes.
But why? Also,
why does any meme exist?
I was also at the PBS Idea channel.
Yeah.
Which we love that channel. They bring up the idea are memes art, and I thought of an interesting point is that you know how usual like art in museums that you see they have the artist's name obviously.
Yeah.
But with memes you never know who's the original. Most often than not you don't know like where did it originally come from sometimes.
But that isn't to say that, like, in several museums or online, you do see some artworks that are really great, but that are attributed to anonymous because, like,
that's
a lot
true.
of times the artist just
so we're
doesn't
gonna
want
have
the
like
credit.
a meme museum, just anonymous. This. We don't know.
I'd pay to go. I would pay to go to see like a canvas style Pepe like feels bad man.
Like we know who made Pepe, but like for the other memes such as I don't know
Communist Sailor Moon. I'm fixating on that. I'm sorry because that is the most surprising thing I've seen.
Jeez. But like for example, like those historical memes, like when they show like classical Renaissance pictures or something.
Oh, and they insert the text of like for example like of the really big guy like sitting on the chair and he's like, but why though?
But why though? Stuff like that. Or like my favorite ones with George Washington. You know, and he's pointing, and it's like that very regal portrait of him, and he's like, "You had one job." He looks very disgruntled.
The only Washington meme I remember seeing was the one where like he's sailing across the river.
Oh, one
with his meme and with his men and I said it was with his meme.
With his memes.
With his men.
That's how he won. That's how we won.
And the text said, I think it was like whoever's singing the Titanic theme is about to get fucking slapped.
I love those. I don't know who made that, but it's great. So yeah. So guys, this has been our first minisode, and if you would be interested in hearing more about this topic, you should just let us know either through our Twitter at nerdyafterlife or through our Gmail nerdyafterlife@gmail.com.
Or in the comment section below, let us know what you think about memes as historical artifacts. Should they be considered in museums? Are there any memes you think are worth historical significance?
Yeah. So, and if we get enough feedback, it will evolve into a full-fledged episode.
Hooray! With research.
Yeah. So, yeah, guys, thank you for listening. And this has been Nerdy Afterlife.
Minisode 1.
Bye-bye. Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Oh, my God. Jesus. I'm taking that away.
Fight me.
I will find you.